Shalom Bacha, we'd like to wish you well, Hag Sameach. This Dvar Torah Leishmat, Violette, Georgia, Shiti Nishmata Began Eden. Today we are at Hag Sukkot. We would like to understand a little bit what it is the reason why this beautiful holiday of Hag Sukkot is so special and why we have to be happy. What it is the reason? You know, Pesach, we do Pesach because Hashem, He liberates us from Egypt. Otherwise, till now we will be slaves. Shavuot is the time of Matan Torah. Rosh Hashanah is the judgment. Kippur, Hashem forgive us all the sin that we do. But Sukkot is the time of joy, of happiness. What kind of happiness? You know, my friend, it's not so easy to be happy in Sukkot. Because on Sukkot, sometimes it's raining and it's not comfortable to stay in the Sukkah. Sometimes it's hot, so it's not comfortable to stay in the Sukkah. And sometimes you live very far away. In a building, you don't have Sukkah. So you have to go to the shul. You have to take your food with you. You have to take your dishes with you. It's not very, very comfortable. So how can you be happy in the Sukkah? So what kind of happiness we have in the Sukkah? What kind of happiness? My friend, somebody who wins a lotto, he's happy. He's a millionaire. Somebody who did a good business, he's making a lot of money, he's happy. But Sukkah, it's a holiday that really is not so much comfortable. Unless if you are rich and you have all the equipment to be comfortable. Otherwise, for ordinary people, it's not so much comfortable. I would like to tell you something. This week I was happy. First, I have a beautiful glass for Kiddush, for Sukkot. Tonight, I found this glass, this kos. It was black because it's in silver, and I had to clean it. I gave it to somebody to clean it, and he made it beautiful. I'm happy. I'm happy because I received a beautiful etrog from a big rabbi. I'm happy that I have good lulav, and I did my sukkah beautiful. But the Torah said that you have to be happy during 7 days. So how can I make myself happy during 7 days? Maybe the first day I will be happy for the lulav, the glass of kiddush, the etrog, okay? But how the 7 days I'm going to be happy? Well, the Torah said, I want you to be happy because Hashem did a miracle with your parents. During 40 years, they've been in the desert, and during 40 years, they had everything. Hashem provided them food from the Shamayim, from the sky. Hashem gives them water in the desert. The air conditioner was okay. The weather was good. You know, the desert is very hot. In the night it's cold. And Hashem did miracles with them. Okay? But Hashem, He wants us to remember this. Hashem, you've done with us so many miracles, billions of miracles. Why we have to remember only this? Why only this? That our parents were in the desert 40 years and Hashem provided them everything. Baruch Hashem, I am 74-year-old. Hashem, He did with me a lot of miracles in my life. Thank you, Hashem. But I don't do something specific for what He did for me. But Hashem, He wants us to do, all of us, Sukkot, to remember all those beautiful days, beautiful years, 40 years in the desert, that Hashem provide you everything. Why are we not do something to remember the 2,000 years that I am in exile, that I am alive? The contrary, we do Tisha B'Av. We mourn the day that the Beit HaMikdash was destroyed. Why we don't do a year that everybody should be happy? Baruch Hashem. Even that with no Beit HaMikdash, with nothing, we're alive. We're all over the world. How many Shoah we went through? And Baruch Hashem, we're here. Why we don't do something for that? No. We have to remember Pesach, Shavuot, Sukkot. Sukkot, 40 years, Hashem protected you in the desert. From heat, from cold. And for this you have to be happy. And for this you have to do a holiday. And why you have to go outside? Why you have to do the Sukkah outside? What about Simchat Torah? What it is the reason that we do Simchat Torah? What it is the reason that we do Simchat Torah? Hashem said, Shmini Hag Atzeret, Hashem said, give me another day. After Rosh Hashanah, Kippur, Sukkot, I want another day. Why? It's not enough all the days that we give Him. My friend, I would like to tell you something incredible. We've been here in Israel this year, since last Simchat Torah. I will never forget. It's something that I cannot forget. That's Simchat Torah. We'll be talking a lot about this Simchat Torah. There is people who say, the black Simchat Torah. The black. It was not the black. The Simchat Torah. What happened on Simchat Torah? If that Simchat Torah would not happen, if what happened, that disaster that happened on that day on Simchat Torah, if that would not happen, all Israel today will be in danger. 1 year after the war between Israel and their neighbors, what they found out, only now they found out what they wanted to do to us. So Hashem, He disturbed them to fight, to start a war, and they were divided. And they did not do all together. And they did not do what He wanted to do to us. If He would do it, I don't know where we'll be today, 1 year after. I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of Jews will be in captivities, will be dead. How many cities will be occupied? Aye, aye, aye. What a miracle Hashem did with us. With the zechut of what? With the zechut of Torah. That day, His name, that day that started the disaster, His name is Simchat Torah. The zechut of the Torah. That day, they should have all fighted Israel. All of them. And Lebanon, and Iran, and everybody. I don't know what happened. Only Hamas started. It's the zechut of the Torah that saved us. Without the zechut of the Torah, I don't know where we'll be today. The last beracha of the year, Vizot HaBeracha, Moshe Rabbeinu gave the blessing before he passed away. That parasha we read it on Simchat Torah. So that means on Simchat Torah, Moshe Rabbeinu gave us a bracha. A bracha for generations. And that helped us last year on Simchat Torah. My friend, why we do Simchat Torah? Why we have to be happy on Sukkot? You know why? Because those 40 years that the Jewish people stayed in the desert, on those 40 years they studied Torah. This is what made them strong in the Torah. This is Simchat Torah. That's why we called the holiday of Sukkot Zman Simchatenu, the time of our joy. Why? Because of those 40 years that we stayed in the desert on the Sukkot that Hashem provided us. What we did? We studied Torah. If today we are Jewish, only because of the Torah, this is the reason. And that way we do Simchat Torah, that way Hashem is so happy. That at least the reason why we do Sukkot, because during those 40 years that the Jewish people they were in the desert, they did not just stay without doing nothing. No, they studied Torah. That was the bracha. And the Torah become, and they're at the end, and their body. If the Jewish people today are Jew because of those 40 years in the desert, Rabbi Avodia Yosef alav shalom, he asked a question. He said, nothing bad that comes from Hashem, there is nothing good that will come out from a bad thing. That means every bad thing that comes from Hashem, something good will come out of this. So he asked a question, what good came from the 40 years that the Jewish people were punished to stay in the desert? What? And you know what he said? Well, the good thing that came out from those 40 years that the Jews stayed in the desert, that Moshe Rabbeinu did not die. He remained alive another 40 years to study Torah with them, to teach them Torah. Just imagine that the Jewish people will go inside Israel after 2 years in the desert. Maybe they will forget the Torah. So the fact that they stayed 40 years in the desert without doing nothing, what they did is to study Torah. You know, Bilam, when he saw at the end of 40 years, when he saw the Jewish people, he said, Ma tuvu alecha Yaakov. He couldn't believe. They were all tzaddikim. And he said, what made them to be tzaddikim? The Torah that they study. The Torah make you a mensch. The Torah make you a better Jew. The more Torah you study, the more religion you keep, you're a better Jew. You protect your children, you protect your generations from assimilations. You protect yourself. You understand? This is why we do Sukkot. Not only because we stay in the desert 40 years and Hashem provides us Sukkot in the desert. No. Because during those 40 years, we became Bnei Torah, we became people of Torah. Because we had nothing to do. Food comes from the Shamayim. No work, nothing. So what is there to do? Study Torah day and night. This is the Simcha. This is the happiness. So that way Hashem, He gave us a day. He add another day. Shmini Chag Atzeret. Simcha Torah. You did Rosh Hashanah, you did Kippur, you did Sukkot. So now let's celebrate one special day of Simchat Torah. Not to make it known all over the world that beside the miracle of the 40 years that the Jews were sitting in the desert and the Sukkot, but because to study Torah. And for this, we have to do Simchat Torah. We have to add a special day, Simchat Torah. Beautiful.